Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so this is going to be Divine Masculine check-in. This is going to be what's going on for the masculines and what are they processing emotionally. And then we're also going to see what they're not telling you, Divine Feminine, about this process for them and advice for Divine Feminines. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the incredible, amazing, divine masculines that I channel for here? And what are they not telling their feminines about their process at this time in these journeys? And what is the advice that the feminines need to know going forward regarding what we're going to see here? Okay. This card wanted to come out. Okay, heartache. Masked under the surface. It's not in the upright, so it's either being healed or stuffed down. I'm going to put that at the bottom of the deck and we're going to move on here. So feminines, yeah, really looking at you coming from a point of heartache or not, and making sure that your filter is clear so that when your masculine shows up in any energy, that you can tell what their energy is simply because you've become a pure, clear channel. And therefore anything lower vibrational truly might be coming from their side of the energy if you've done the work. Typically it brings up a mirrored thing, but let's get into this. So masculines, what are they thinking about the connections right now? Oh, Tower. So something has just happened or is in the process of happening in their physical world or in these connections that I'm hearing took it down off the pedestal, or some blow up happened, blow off steam. Like the crown chakra was negated here. There's like a lightning bolt coming in, and this crown on the top of the tower is being knocked off its high horse. So something divinely guided happened out of nowhere, or will happen shortly, that has caused the masculines to have to rethink something about this connection, partly because they still love you, feminines, but some way of thinking about things has radically been challenged. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So this is deeply internal. Masculines may have thought that they were above or superior. They might have felt inferior. This does really have to do with a power hierarchy imbalance and superiority, inferiority. Something about what the masculines have just seen has caused them to realize they're no better than or worse than others, that there is human spiritual stuff for everybody involved. What are they not saying to the feminines about this? That they're trying to get their poop in a group. They're trying to have balance. This is the Emperor. So this is them coming through misconceptions so that they can just live and let live and be in love and move forward. The two horses here are the chariot horses. The Emperor drives the chariot. So those horses are ready, willing, and able to move this forward when these emperors come into their balance. This is what they're not telling you, is that they know that they're getting there, they're working on it, that it's happening, it's unfolding. What can we see for advice for the feminines? Devil in the inverse. So whatever's happening right now, really let go of the need to control and the need to assess, analysis paralysis. Don't overthink. The truth, the simple truth shall set you free. So there's something about compassion, mercy, humility, compassion, grace that you can afford to your masculine. Compassion that they may have had a misconception that's ready to fall. They may have seen you as too separate or too other or too different than them. That's changing. So whatever it was that they have said is the reason why this connection isn't for them, That's changing. They're seeing through that right now. This connection is helping evolve them into greater consciousness so they can love anyways. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't a truth. It was a false construct. It was an ego construct. And whatever that deal breaker or obstacle was, that's being cleared right now so that they can be of clear mind. So feminines, don't hold on to who your masculine was yesterday. What can we see for how the masculines are experiencing their feminine? Okay, we have the Seven of Cups in this deck. This wizard is pointing straight at you, viewer. So masculines are realizing that of all the worldly options, of all the different ways of looking at this, you're still unique. So even though you're not so different and you're more compatible than they thought, you are still this rare gem. And they are still choosing you through the illusions, through the fog, through the options. They still see that you, for some reason, are even more well suited for them, for whatever this shift of perception is. It's clicked that even further qualifies you. Instead of being different, too different, whatever this obstacle was that they're being shown makes even more sense to them. So whether it's forgiving you for the differences and now seeing how those very differences work together even better than they could have imagined, or seeing that you're more the same and now all of a sudden them feeling like, wow, this person is me in another form. Could be a bit of both going on. What is the emotion? Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world and I do so without judgment. So even though we could have these power hierarchy dynamics and look at it through that lower lens, this is saying they're choosing not to. They're choosing not to have judgment or condemnation. They're choosing not to make it a bad thing. They're shifting it around. I mean, our ego can get involved and nay, all of the things we could think, but they are saying, no, there is one choice. That choice of love sees this connection as harmony in my world, not as a lower thing. What are they not saying to the feminines? Oh, union, this is in the inverse. So what they're not saying is they're feeling this sacred union getting closer, with these blockages being removed, with this vision crystallizing, with this harmony coming in. They're seeing how this is a brand new way of looking at relationship. They're seeing it on the horizon. What is the advice for the feminines? Trust your intuition. So your intuition trumps every single illusion externally right now. Your heart knows. So pay attention to that and listen to that. Never mind what your masculine is thinking or feeling. What is your emotional, mental, and physical guidance system telling you is true right now? Really, be honest, one way or the other about this person, what you're getting on your heart, not your mind. How does your heart feel? What are the masculines experiencing on the heart space for these connections? The Hanged One and change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So they're getting this epiphany that if they want to see something change, they have to change. Or possibly that they've been changing and growing and now they're seeing this connection in a different light. Whatever it may be, they're realizing it's up to them to perceive it in the way that allows for the changes to come in. They have to be on board. They have to want it. They have to want to go forward. It has to be their truth. It's not something that's going to happen to them or against their will, not with a divine counterpart. And so now they're taking a good look at what is true for them rather than being so in runner mode because you, divine feminine, have proclaimed what was true for you and then them saying that's not true for me, but or is it? It's almost like the masculines are now saying, why would I be manifesting somebody who's perfect for me, who says that they choose me? Why would I be manifesting that if it wasn't for me? And they're exploring this. So that too good to be true thing is crumbling. That might be what is falling with the Tower. It might be that there is a analytical feedback loop that's confirming what's being mirrored to them in their reality, that it might be for them. It might be their match. It's like sinking in. There's an epiphany here. What are they not saying to the feminine about this? That they are leaving their world and stepping onto uncharted territory. They're stepping into new ways of showing up and being, and they're growing, they're expanding, they're doing this one step at a time. They would say to you, if they could say anything, that they are more sensitive to doing certain things at certain times, and they're seeing themselves changing from a certain kind of person who is very set in a particular way to making small anomalous changes in that mode of showing up that are uncharacteristic, that are more evolved, that are more considerate of factors outside themselves. What can we see for advice for the feminines? There is a transformation here, death, rebirth. I'm drawn to the 2 circles, which means both. It's in parallel. It's a joint effort. It has stemmed from the lessons that you've seen mirrored between the 2 of you. You're both contributing to it, and it's benefiting both of you. What can we see on the heart space that the masculines are looking at? Okay, self-esteem and the Star. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So they're digging deep right now in real time to see their value, to see their worth, to see their contribution, to see their attitude. Attitude is everything. And that means perseverance. And that also means holding their self-worth, showing up, doing their best. What have they not been saying? Oh, the Empress. So we got the Emperor and the Empress in this reading. So they feel they can bring a positive contribution. It's like whatever the obstacles were, the fall from grace, the imbalances, they're very much mustering the self-belief that they can bring value to your life, feminines. This is that pregnancy card, the Empress as well. So there might be something about conceiving or children. I'm hearing for some that the desire to have children or to absolutely not have children was connected with their self-worth and whether other people would accept them or not. So take it how it resonates for your situation. It can even be a failure to have children because couples are older or not fertile, different situations. But there's something about that where the masculines are realizing that whether they wanted kids or didn't want kids, it was dependent on their self-concept and self-worth, and it wasn't actually their preference. So they would tell you this, feminines. And what is your advice? Not say anything about it. Just really look at how that affects you to hear that message and find your truth about it, because somebody who's aligned with you is not going to have an insurmountable opposing opinion. And so know your truth so you can teach people how to treat you and how you can show up authentically as yourself. What can we see for what is being manifested here by the masculines? Surrendering to the connection and acceptance. Yeah, I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. We got this message heavily the other day about how these connections are existing, whether we're trying to make them happen or go away. They are there. So masculines are having this deep level of acceptance, but also a sweet acceptance. It's a wholehearted. This is also, I'm hearing, bringing these connections into less contrast in physical situations. So if there's if there's some crossover in your material realm, the masculines are not so apt to hide the connection or to downplay that they know you in public. But that doesn't mean like overt shows of affection. It just means that there is some sweetness coming in, that they're not going to, run the other way right now. What would they say to you about this? Yeah, because you are the most attractive. This is the divine feminine, Queen of Wands. And so they're honored to be seen with you, for others to know about you. They're really working on themselves being worthy to be by your side, to be your counterpart. They see you in all your glory, and they're very much accepting that you mean it when you show them that they are who you want to align with. They're accepting that you are genuine in that. What is the advice for the feminines? Yeah, this is the truth. So again, be careful of that truth. You know, we have this look at your own energy, and then this person is hanging on to the blade. So don't hang on to that truth so tightly that it hurts you or anyone else. Just have it a light and loose knowing in the energy. Don't force anything there. Just sit in it. Just know it. Don't think too hard about it. Just let it be so. What can we see for the actions the masculines are taking? Yeah, they want to ride in publicly. So this is the knight in shining gold armor. They've found their own happiness. But this knight typically comes in with this crown to crown their future bride. So this is coming in after the karmic battle. And it does look like these masculines are going to make some kind of a public statement, show of affection, honor of you, divine feminine, that they are claiming you. And trust, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So they haven't wanted to do this fully because they haven't trusted themselves. They haven't trusted themselves to know if what they're feeling here is just right. You know, it's been a work in progress, and they've been fairly on it, but they're waiting for the right moment when it very much feels right for them to do this. They are preparing for it, though. This can be proposals, this can be accolades, this can be acknowledgement, this can be so many things. This can be, you know, just being associated publicly together. What are they not saying to you at this time? King of Cups, how much love is backing this? How much brimming over to the top and overflowing the love they have for you is. There's so much emotion, there's so much awareness, there's so much empowerment, there's so much composure of their emotions. They've had to hold back so much for so long. And this has been helping them make sure that they're not coming from an immature or unrealistic point of view, that this is real love. This is what they thought it was. What is the advice for the feminines? Free your mind from anything lower vibrational about you being abandoned. This is coming in for you. It's coming back around for you. What is the biggest challenge for these masculines? There's that heartache and denial in the inverse. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So they may have thought you were too afraid or weren't aware enough. They may have thought you, divine feminine, haven't been picking up on their cues or how much they've been loving you. And now the tables have turned. They're really starting to see how they've been acting and showing up in a way that would have looked like they were denying this love. Yeah. So that's the biggest challenge, is for some of them really understanding that they could be coming across that way. You know, they may be thinking that they're really being impeccable and doing things the way they've always done it, and expecting that you're going to be able to read them like a book and know that. But there might be some contradictory things. So whether they're being too stoic or trying to look too put together or cool for school, something they're starting to realize how, oh my goodness, maybe that's not giving the right impression here. What would they say? That they're open to changing this, that they're open to see what will come. They're open to this preliminary in-between period of time where you get to know each other, where you see where it will go, where you explore options and brainstorm together or communicate about certain things. Even tenderly look at how you've each viewed this connection. What is the advice for the feminines? think about it right now. How have you looked at this connection? How have you viewed your masculine? How have you conducted yourself? How do you view where things are at right now? Because only you know these truths, and your masculine is coming to these as well. What is the solution to this challenge of breaking the ice, getting to know each other, talking about things? Okay, we get the card of blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So that is like accepting, not denying, really being honest. Now, this is an inspired new way of living. We have to kind of clear, I'm hearing like Catholic confessional type stuff, where we have to purge all of the lower stuff out and no longer blame or be victim. And in overcoming that way of navigating reality, we find the solutions that set the record straight, that allow us to be of earthly good, because this shows us human nature. It shows us how ego functions, or functions poorly possibly, but it shows us the constructs that we all face as humans as we get real, as we become more aware of ourselves. And this really does lend itself to counseling others, guiding others, contributing and helping others see that light. What would they say to the feminines? Queen of Pentacles. They do potentially see you as somebody that can partner with them in that regard in this life. They do see you as an unspoken partner in figuring out how to take more personal accountability for everything they're experiencing. So even if you haven't been in a formal relationship, you are that partner for them that has helped them see the energetics of it. And they're starting to realize, instead of feeling at the mercy or ill-equipped in these connections, they're starting to count the blessings. That's the solution here, masculines, is to see how, even though it hasn't fully unfolded the way you might sense that it could, that your feminine has been energetically behind the scenes or intimately involved in some way that does not require you to have had a relationship in the physical or a formal relationship for the lessons and these victim blame templates to be released. And feminines, remember, here's that King of Cups. So there's so much love. You have so much love for your masculine. They have so much love for you. And that's been the glue that has helped stay with these developing relationships. What can we see for the direction in the near future? Yeah, here's the overcoming adversity by really looking back and telling the story of resilience and gratitude. I just saw 2244. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So yeah, they're starting to learn from the challenges in this connection and other connections before that. They're not telling you, they don't want to talk to you about it because that's their aha moments. They are integrating their own adversity, coming through their own attitudes about challenges and resistance and awareness. And so they really, their karma is not your karma. And so they don't really want to express a lot of this to you right now because they're still allowing it to shape them into who they are becoming rather than who they have been. And so right now they don't want to talk to you about who they've been because they're still transmuting that into who they're inspired to become. And that's the version they want to share with you. So that's the version they want to bring to you once the healing and integration has taken root more fully. Yeah. So just know, here's the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. That's my wifey card. That is my life partner card, living together, being nurtured and caring in the physical. And so that's coming. You want the best version of them. You want the version they're inspired to be at their best. And so they are in an integration phase right now where they may not be talking to you about it, feminines, but it's in this preparation so that they can come in and actually show you the love and create harmony in your life, not disruption. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.